Sunday. Not much on my end, so why not launch a stream? Kind of kick back, relax mode before the Christmas holiday, of course. And Merry Christmas to you all out there. Hopefully you've got in all of your Christmas shopping. Finished mine earlier today. And all set, ready to rock and roll. But tonight, or actually this afternoon, it's only 3:35 here in the East. Ended up doing some things around the house. Got some free time freed up and decided go early here with a little bit of a live stream. May do another one later tonight, but this is a little bit different as far as some of the beers I usually do on the channel. And it's not because of the show we did Thursday where we kind of got into the malt beverages. I'd actually picked this up previously because it kind of interested me. So I ended up getting the Hemptails. See if you can get that there in the camera. And this is one I had not seen before. It was actually one that was there in the cold section where they had the cold individual beers, and I said, why not give that one a shot? Because I'm usually a fan, or I have been a fan of some of the hemp beers. So with this one here, this is made with real hemp seeds, natural hemp flavors, premium malt beverage, 8% ABV. This right here, 1 pint, 7.5 ounce can. And of course it tells you it contains alcohol. Obviously, he already said it's 8% ABV. And this is actually done, it says here like Hemptails Brewing, if you look it up, kind of an untapped, but it's actually produced out of New York at Rock Wall Brewing. So I don't know if this is like a small company under them, or they kind of just put this under a subsidiary, and it just says malt beverage there with hemp seeds and natural flavors. On the can itself, does not have a date, which I don't think it's a date. It might be. It's more of a code on there, but I see 11/17, so I'm not sure if it might have been November 17th, or I actually see colon 58, so it might have been 7/58, done August something of 19. Anyway, a simple date would have made it a lot easier to actually know. One of my pet peeves, I wish all the companies would have to put dates on it. And I'm actually going to switch over to this other cam here real quick to give you more of a clear shot. This one comes in a little bit better so that you can actually see what it is there. Hemptails, and this is the Hemp'd. So, I'm going to go ahead and crack this baby open, see what this one has to offer. Oh yeah. The cracking of the first brew of the day is always a nice one. I'll get up here so you guys can see the pour. Started pouring a little quick there. Actually jammed in the pull tab when I opened it. That doesn't usually happen. And here we actually have, bear with me 1 second. Had a little bit of spillage on the table here. Don't want it to smell like a brewery, you know, in the office. And definitely don't want it near the computer, so clean that up. It didn't really give any head on the beer itself. Switch back to the other cam now, which comes in a little bit better. Didn't give any head really. You got pretty much a clear shot and nice clarity, kind of a lighter copper type color. Now something like this, you probably would just drink it straight from the can, but since I was doing a video, poured it in the glass so you guys can see it. Aroma-wise, excuse me, I do get a little bit of a hemp scent in there. A little bit of a earthy type feel. It's got a little bit of a sweetness. I almost feel like it's got a little bit of a lime juice flavor happening, which might have been the flavors they added to it with it being a green. But let's go and get a taste. Definitely lime juice. Comes through very easily in the taste there. Honestly, not getting really any hemp. It's pretty thin, kind of like your premium malt beverages. Not getting really the alcohol coming through. It feels like a lightly watered down type beer, to tell you the truth. You get a sweetness in there from the flavor. Really big part of that lime feel on the back end and the aftertaste. If you're not a lime fan, this may not be one of your favorite ones there. It didn't mention any lime juice, I don't think, on any of the ingredients in the can, but that is definitely lime that's actually in there. And I guess with this, they want to make it more of a juice type feel so that people will drink it and chug it and kind of get a quick buzz on, so to speak. Just tells you natural flavors, but definitely does remind me of lime. It reminds me of when I used to bartend back in the day, and we used to make kamikazes, and that has that taste of the lime juice we would make for the kamikazes. It's got a thin part of that syrupy type feel that you get on some of these ones. Not overly syrupy in any way, but it's kind of got that little thin veil of it kind of being there. But again, it goes down quickly, it goes down easily. There's not any carbonation to really speak of on this one. It's kind of soft in that regard that you could actually chug down this rather easily, which it wouldn't surprise me if people were doing chugging with this. I mean, this is definitely something I could see curtailed or directed to some of the younger people that drink and may want to chug and get a buzz on. This is where something like that would really come into play. Do get a little bit of a scratchiness in the throat area. But look at this comparison to, say, the Hemperor from New Belgium. And that one actually comes into play more of the hemp feel actually being there than what you're actually getting on this one. So it's interesting. Not one I would probably pick up again. Again, it was a curiosity that actually got me to want to try this one. And you live and you learn. So as far as me and my own personal type rating with this one here, it's not very high. It's not totally terrible. I'm going to finish this can. But for me, something like this, you're like a 2 out of 5. It's just one of those drinks to really get your buzz on quickly. And one that you can actually do without really too bad of a natural lingering behind it. I guess really taking that into account, maybe instead of a 2, I give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's like I said, it's not overly terrible. And if you wanted something for a quick type thing, it definitely does. And that's kind of what you expect with this. So 2.5 kind of makes it say it does deliver what is expected to be received by this one. So if you've had this one before, let me know what you think of it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Love to hear your feedback. Maybe some of the malt guys may have had this one and they'll chime in and share some of their experience. But talking about Hemptails, let's swing over to their website. And so I have that on the screen here. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and open it up here so you guys can see it. So you have the 8% ABV made with the real hemp seeds as noticed. And then they basically, didn't mean to scroll down there on you, hold on, introducing the first hemp-infused malt beverage, 8% ABV, no psychoactive ingredients. So they're claiming this is the first hemp-infused malt beverage, not beer, but just hemp-infused malt beverage, which technically, malt beverage is a form of beer there. So I'm not sure how they can lay claim to that, knowing there was other hemp beers that were actually out. Hemp'd, bold hemp aroma and a mellow herbal flavor. And that's the one I'm having right now. I mentioned in there earlier, you have a floral type presence. Available in 23.5 ounce singles, which I have in 16 ounce 4-packs. You can also get this in 2 other flavors. You have the Passion Fruit Express. 2 passion fruit flavors give a tropical twist to herbal hemp flavors, available in the same thing. And then also you have the Stay Gold with the big hop aromas and fresh twist of citrus flavors of the Citrus Gold. So you have that one available out there as well. If you go to their website, it allows you to enter your zip, and it will tell you where Hemptails can be found. So that is the website there for Hemptails. Something new out there for you guys that like to hit some of the malt beverages and want something that might be a little flavorful for you and also give you a little bit of a quick kick, so to speak. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and get this wrapped up, finish some more stuff. Like I said, probably come back later. I know everybody's running around today, here the Sunday before, so don't know if there is anybody in the chat. I didn't see any comments come up here, so if I missed anything, just let me know. But it's kind of a crazy day. A lot of people, like I said, are out doing stuff, which totally understand. And I look forward to hopefully catching you guys soon and sharing some more things here with you as well. Thanks for everybody that tuned in or will tune into this. Keep drinking those, good craft beers, but sometimes you may find something that might be a little different, a little bit off the walk path you usually go. This time it was the Hemptails. Oh, look at that. Max is in the house. I thought nobody was going to show up here. Max, how you doing? Cheers, my friend. I was actually in the process of just going to go ahead and end it, but hopefully you're doing well here. And it's kind of crazy, the Sunday before Christmas. So hopefully you are doing well. Just kind of went over Hemptails, which is they're claiming the first hemp flavored malt beverage. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but kind of interesting. Didn't really get a lot of hemp out of it from other ones that I've had that have been hemp beers, but you do get a quick 8% hit on it, and it is a cheaper type brew. I forgot what I paid for this one. I think it was $1.99 or $2, something like that. Everything I said, it was earlier on. It was in the cooler with all the other stuff, and decided to give it a go because I like the flavor of hemp, and a little bit disappointed it doesn't have that much hemp coming through, but at the same point, it is a cheap, quick type thing that you can enjoy. So just chilling here on Sunday. Yeah, it's kind of a Sunday before Christmas. I'm sure a lot of people got a lot of family stuff happening. Some people are laying low, of course. Right? Yeah, the can does look like a little bit of a hippie can for Lollapalooza, as they put the I guess they're trying to go for the hemp type design, but they're not trying to be too crazy about it, maybe on the can. So maybe that's something with how they have to label it for the states to actually accept it. But what I got from this one, and if you didn't see it earlier, was kind of, I got like a lime kick in there more than anything. So they do add other flavors into it to make it more of a juice type feel, I know, but I really didn't get a lot of the hemp coming through. But at the same point, it is a drinkable one. Not one that I would pick up again, but it's drinkable enough that if you were looking for something for a quick hitter, you could drink this. Almost has like a lime soda feel to it. I'm already high just looking at it. Yeah. If I kind of go back and forth on the screen, maybe it has that type of effect or so. You don't get any of the booziness come through. You know what else it reminds me of? It reminds me kind of like a cider, and you'll get this kind of look on a cider as well. It's kind of got that lighter type feel. It doesn't have the IBUs listed, and that's not uncommon for a lot of the malt beverage type stuff. I did look on, I don't think on Untappd, and nobody listed it there either. So Their website doesn't list it either. It's funny, I'm reading some of the Untappd comments. Someone says, bold hemp flavor. I don't know where they're getting that at. I'm not getting it. Someone said, not beer. Yeah, doesn't taste like beer at all. Other comments on this one. Somebody said dank. If they thought this was dank, this is not dank. Someone said I did not prefer this. You can definitely taste the hemp in it. Not my cup of tea, but it was $1 in the bargain bin. Somebody said, fuck am I drinking? I appreciate the effort, of course, but I think it's the best drink at the tail end of a dirty bender. Uper term. Smells worse than it tastes, but still a one-time purchase. So it's not like it's getting rave reviews out there. Dank and smelly tastes like a light Four Loko. Somebody said this was a mistake. Somebody gave it a 0.25. Wow. That's a low score. What's up, Craft Beer Reports? Cheers, Brandon. Merry Christmas to you and Trish. Somebody said a solid attempt. Hey, Brandon, have you seen this up there yet? The Hemptails? It's like a hemp. It's supposed to be a hemp malt liquor beverage, and I can tell you, I'm not getting the hemp coming through. Yeah, right. So you compare this to like something like the Hemper from New Belgium, and New Belgium blows it away for the hemp that comes through. There's not really any hemp. I'm getting more like lime juice coming through on this one. Yeah, it's not the best thing, but it's not all that terrible. I'm going to give it a 2.5 on Untappd because it does have something to it where you can do a quick drink or a quick buzz if you're looking for that, I guess, but it's not expected to do much more than that. Yeah, that one that gave him a 0.25, she was not feeling it at all. Somebody else gave it a 1. Some of the other comments about this one here: tastes cheap, likely the stems and seeds of hemp alcoholic beverages. But then that person gives it a 3. Sweet weed, essence of bong water, pretty strong nose, someone said. And this is why you go through some of the Untappd comments, because you think some people are giving stuff they say don't really like it, but then they give it a higher score than it should get. It's just, that's why you can't always depend on ratings and stuff. And I always say, rate to your palate how you enjoy something. ABV on this one is 8%. So I said, been there, done that, passed on a t-shirt. Next. Interesting concept, just gross. Didn't realize this was a malt beverage. Well, it says malt beverage on the can. Somebody said juice, which I would agree with. It's kind of like a lime type juice or like a lightly carbonated lime soda. That's how I get it coming across. Somebody said, holy shit, I can't even rate this. That's a pretty bad score on Untappd. They just said terrible and they didn't even rate it. Said way too sweet, which there is a good amount of sweetness there. If you're not a fan of sweet, you're not going to enjoy this as much. Hey, Trish, what's going on? Cheers. I just told Brandon Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Thanks for swinging in. You took down your video from last night, I saw. I caught part of it. I was going to go back and watch some of it today, but it looked like it was taken off or it went private maybe, so I didn't get a chance to go back and watch some of the other stuff with it, but it looked like a good time last night. You had a great ugly sweater on, so that was awesome. Somebody says smells of old malt beer, tastes incredibly sweet. Somebody else gave it a 0.5. Somebody said great wheat nose, but this just seems like some strange ass sweet wine cooler or something. I was wanting beer, it was hard to finish. I can't believe some of them are actually getting some of the hemp out of it. I don't know. I've had a lot of hemp beers, and this is nowhere close to it. Interesting nose, fucking gross though, and tough to drink. Hold your nose and chug. That's what somebody commented on Untappd. You put your weed in there, man, someone said. Now that person did give it a 5 out of 5, so don't know about that. Might be somebody that works for the company. Sweet, but not too sweet, and it's pungent. Very dodgy. Have to try it once, but worse than I thought. Very sweet with an aftertaste, which for me, that aftertaste, like I said, is that lime juice feel. So some interesting comments coming in on this one here. On Untappd, we've had 998 people check in. So obviously when I check in, I'll be $9.99. So when I put it at 1,000, the average rating 2.42 that people have rated it there. So an interesting one to say the least. It had to go private, yeah. Oh, I must have missed some really good stuff then. Max, I like my beers on the maltier side, not a hop guy if it's too bitter. Yeah, so you like more of the maltier type brews, which there are a lot of people like that. I mean, you're probably definitely more to a lager type feel on some of the stuff I would think you're enjoying, Max. I kind of go with, what may be there. I do like, my top three styles, Belgian, and then stouts and IPAs. Obviously, the IPAs have the bitterness. A lot of stouts can have kind of a bitterness with the coffee type bitterness as well. But I do like some of the lagers, some of the Box I really like, and those are more maltier. I do drink some of the Vienna type lagers, stuff like that, and everything, again, more maltier in those regard. Oktoberfest, the Marzen style, you have that maltiness there, so I like some of the Oktoberfest beers too. It's all a matter of what you prefer, and always drink what you like. So it's funny, I see some people slam other people and stuff they drink. It's like, what's it matter? It's their palate, so if they're happy drinking it, that's all that matters. Let everybody drink what they want. Don't be that beer snob kind of guy. Be that beer enthusiast. If you want to suggest something, hey, if you like this, maybe try this style. It may be something you may like. Like for a lot of people that like the adjunct lagers, when they ask me about craft beers they might want to go into, often I might direct like a blonde type ale or a golden type ale, which is a great crossover from like some of your macro type lagers. But I see some people sometimes that are kind of like, and it's not as bad now as it used to be, but they will belittle a person over the beer they may enjoy. And it's like, it's just stupid. Let people enjoy what they enjoy. Max, I like my beers on the maltiers. Oh yeah, I read that one. I love me a good Oktoberfest Marzen Yum. Yeah, and it's funny because I've mentioned this a few times on the channel. Cincinnati, where I'm at, we have the largest Oktoberfest outside of Munich. So when Oktoberfest comes, a lot of people here will drink Sam Adams Oktoberfest or some of the other ones. I'm actually fortunate enough that the German breweries come over and I can taste like the German breweries Oktoberfest. So I get a lot of stuff that they make from overseas when they set up their booths and everything here, which is freaking awesome. You'll get not just Oktoberfest Marzens, but you'll get stuff like sometimes Schwartz beers or Rausch beers, different styles you don't usually get here as much. When my homies come to the crib, they always say I drink weird beers. LOL. Yeah, nothing weird about it. It's just if you show them a chart of all the different beer styles, it's kind of like more people limit themselves because they don't know all the beer styles that are out there. If I pulled up a chart here showing all the different beer styles, which I've done before at beer tastings, people are amazed because I've had people that said they don't like beer, and I'll ask them what they've tried, and they'll tell me kind of your basic type stuff, and I say, well, you tried this or that. Get them some beers, and then they're like, well, this is really good. Yeah, it's just a different type style you haven't had before. My wife used to be one that didn't like beer as much until I was able to show her some different ones to try and find out what her palate was like, and now she likes a lot of different beers that I can actually get for her. Sam Adams Oktoberfest is good on draft in my opinion. Only good on draft in my opinion. I mean, anytime you get draft, usually as long as everything's ran properly, the lines are clean, everything's in good shape, draft is always best. But out of the bottle, I didn't have any problem with Sam Adams. I didn't do Oktoberfest from them this year in the bottle. I had it one time or two times when we were out because it was on draft and it was the best selection where we were at. You like go to a Fridays or Applebee's or some of these other places, and it's mostly all macro city, except for you might get Boston Beer in there or some other type companies, and that was like the choice to actually drink. So I do enjoy it when it's on draft. It's not one I usually hunt down. Sam Adams to me is kind of they don't surprise me as much anymore on a lot of their beers. They've kind of become just, I hate to use the word mundane, but that's what they've kind of become right now to me. They don't push the envelope a lot on their stuff. Now, they did come out with that Cosmic Sour, which I didn't try, but I heard the Cosmic Sour was not that good from a lot of people. And you look at that compared to so many other breweries out here doing sours. You know, if you're going to do a sour, you got to be able to jump in there and compete right off the bat. And I heard it paled in comparison to the other ones. And the bottle's too sweet. Yeah. I mean, maybe because it's sitting around or something, but I'm trying to think of the last Sam Adams I actually did purchase. It's definitely been a while. I thought about getting their winter pack because I had a couple people tell me they like the old Fezziwig, but just didn't pull the trigger on getting it. I can still get it now, but it's almost like, why? If I want to try so many other things that breweries are doing right now. They the same base or DNA, which I'm not too crazy about. Yeah. And here we actually have a Sam Adams tap room that Jim Cook finally put in Cincinnati. He's from here, so he was able to set that up. And we actually do a majority of the production around the country for Sam Adams distribution out of Cincinnati, because he was able to bring that back here as well. But we have so many breweries around here now, it's kind of like, they're like kind of down on the ladder for me to go check out. You know, we got a ton already, and then we added like Brewdog is here now, but we added a Platform, and we added some other ones, and then you got them here, and it's like, I think all around the area right now, probably 70, 75 breweries, all within the loop of Cincinnati, which, you know, say a 20-mile radius. I mean, the beer scene here is just so crazy. It's kind of like awesome. At the same point, you can't get to everybody, right? So there's beers I would love to bring to you guys, which I will at some point here as I get them. Because some breweries you have to go to get the beer there, right? Because they don't distribute. They're too small. They don't have distribution yet. So I have to go there, like some of the stuff out of Braxton Labs on those videos, I have to go there to actually get those. But the ones that do distribute are doing a great job. Urban Artifact, they're blowing up here. People are loving their sours that they're getting those. Street Side is a great brewery that is here locally. You have to go there to pick up their distribution, but they do some great things. Listerman's doing an awesome job. Fretboard's doing an awesome job. We have Rheingeist. Rheingeist is actually blowing up well. And I even think where craft beer pours and Keep Sipping are out in that Massachusetts area, I believe they're starting to see Rheingeist out there. They're probably the one blowing up the most in distribution. Mad Tree does a great job here. Braxton's doing a great job. And it's just like so many, and there's so many little ones that are like doing an awesome job. That's kind of like you're always getting surprised on some of the beers that are available. So I'm definitely loving. Yeah, I feel lucky being in a spot like this. And that was the thing. I did the one video this past week about Cincinnati being named the #1 spot for beer drinkers. It's because we have so many breweries, like per 100,000 people, so many different spots. It was like bars per 100,000 people. All this stuff was calculated into the financial survey ran. We were number 4 on the list last year. Now we're number 1 because we have a ton of beer drinkers here, and we have a ton of locations to satisfy the appetite. So, and keep in mind, it's not just the Cincinnati beers. We're getting a lot of beers coming in from all around the country. So the distribution that we get in has been freaking awesome. The ones that I picked up yesterday, you know, they're in from Chicago, and everybody's telling me how good their beers are. The Dino S'mores. I'm looking forward to trying that one. But that is something that we get because we're seeing as such a great opportunity for beer that companies are bringing their beers here. Let me see. It was a coffee Dino S'mores and the Dino S'mores I picked up. You know, the video I did yesterday, the Voodoo Ranger. There's so much beer. Like the Voodoo Ranger Hop Avenger was the newest line that New Belgium added to the Hop series for the Voodoo. And the place I got it from was 50% off because they need to clear space out for other beers. Like we have places around. That's why the Rod J deals come up because we have so much beer. Places are actually having to cut deals on beer to clear space, which is awesome. Again, lucky just being there. My man bought me a beer from Aldi, which is called Monterey, I believe. Absolute trash. I haven't had that from Aldi. Now, I have gotten some beers from Aldi because we do have one that's like 2 minutes from the house. It's usually been the Hop Lift IPA and another one, but they were both out of, I want to say, Third Street Brewing, maybe. It was a brewery out of Wisconsin, I believe, and they were decent enough. I mean, you got a 4-pack of the Hop Lift, and it was $6.99, and it was a decent enough IPA. But those are knockoffs that they try to do, or they get kind of labeled, kind of like Trader Joe's, where you have breweries that are big breweries, kind of putting a label under for them. And Trader Joe's actually has some sweet surprises in there that you'll save some money on, as far as what they're getting, like pretty much custom label too. So I've been surprised by some. I've been disappointed by some. But again, you get a 6-pack for like $2.99 or whatever like that and everything. When it does hit and it's a good beer, you are pleasantly surprised. Couldn't drink the whole thing, yeah. Well, at least it was Aldi, so you know it wasn't a lot spent on it. I mean, if you drain pour it, you're not upset. If I stay in Cincinnati, I'd be drunk all day. LOL. Believe me, we have people that are drunk all day for sure. It was terrible. Tasted like steak. Yes. That's pretty bad. But we have like our beer fest that we have for the spring. We actually do it in the Duke Energy Center. So Duke Energy out in North Carolina, the utility company, they have a convention center here. And we'll do it there here in March. And we get in over 500 plus beers for that conference or for that beer event. So you have like 200 something breweries. You know, different breweries bring 2 or 3 beers, whatever it may be. But it ends up usually being over 500 beers. And you have to literally plan ahead if you're going to know where beers are, because you're only in there for like 3.5 to 4 hours, whatever the time frame may be. And there's certain beers you want to try, because we get beers from all around the country. So you have to give a game plan, because if not, you'll just be stumbling through stuff and you'll get lit before you know it. And that next day you're like, oh, I missed this beer or I missed that beer and everything like that. So my advice for anybody going to a beer festival is always plan ahead, get a list of the beers, set a course on how you want to go through that beer festival. If you can, know where things are, so you go in those directions and get the ones you want to get out of the way first. And also be conscious of the ABV. Like for the one we do in the spring, because it's coming off the winter, a lot of them are high ABV beers. So it's not like you're drinking 4 or 5% beers. Some of these are double-digit beers you're drinking. Take that into account, because you may get buzzed a little quick. It was like corn syrup overload. I'd be diabetic drinking that garbage. Yeah. You'd have Wilford Brimley coming to visit you for sure if you were drinking it. Yeah, some of the beers get definitely too sweet. This one here is actually getting kind of sweet, but this is all I have left in right now from the can. Like I said, I'll finish it, but for me, it's just like drinking like a lime juice, or like I said, a less carbonated lime type soda. It's nothing really special about it at all. But speaking of which, I didn't ask you, Max, what are you drinking today? Are you drinking anything right now that you're kicked back with at all? Or anybody else that's watching, what are you guys drinking? I know my Sweet has a nice clean finish. Yeah, I can agree with that. The problem with sweet can be, if it's overly sweet, then you're not going to drink through it as much, and it's going to kind of sit there for a point, and as it warms, it's not going to get better. It's actually going to get less. So it's almost like that's the thing you have to watch out for, because you don't want a lot of that happening. Oh, Celebration beer. Very nice beer. You know, that's one I did not pick up here for 2019 that I usually enjoy. And it's actually one of the beers listed in the 1001 Beers You Must Taste Before You Die, if you ever look at that book. It's a classic, nice beer from Sierra Nevada. And our store here at Kroger, they were selling it, I think, for $7.29 a 6-pack, which isn't bad at all. And actually, for that type of beer, it's actually a pretty good deal. So I would definitely look at maybe checking that out at some point. I may end up picking some up before the holiday, just to have, because it is a good beer. Hey, what's happening, Arizona? Cheers, my friend. Welcome. Glad you got a chance to pop in. Merry Christmas to you, my friend, as well. To you and the fam, and Vanessa, Merry Christmas to you as well. Just jumped in here. Oh yeah, you can definitely get hammered on that one. That beer will catch up with you. If you go 6 in, depending if you ate or didn't eat, then that can come into play as well. But yeah, having the celebration, like Dave Chappelle's a celebration, bitches, a celebration. Rick James. So it can definitely catch up with you. And Vanessa, what are we drinking today? Are you drinking a little eggnog? Vanessa makes the duck eggnog, which I know is damn good. In Arizona, are you drinking anything? I didn't get a chance yesterday. I had to do some other stuff. I didn't get a chance to see if your Buckeyes pulled it out in the basketball game or not. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to the game next weekend now with them and Clemson. I think that's going to be an interesting game between those two teams. Seeing two Rock Jakes on my screen. Double the pleasure, double the fun. Eggnog, nice. I think when I make dinner here in a bit, I might actually have a little bit of eggnog downstairs. Got that Evan Williams. I think I'm going to add in a little bit of the Jamaican rum that I have. Let me see here. So this is the Jamaican rum I brought back from Jamaica earlier this year. So I'm going to probably put a little bit of this into it, a little bit of nutmeg or cinnamon. Let's see how that actually goes. It's already got a little bit of rum in there, but with the pre-blended mixes, they kind of hold back on some of this stuff too. Even though it's like 30%, I was going to say it was 30 proof or whatever, so 15% ABV or something. So I have to look at the bottle, but give it a little bit of a kick. Did pick up some champagne yesterday. Was going to have some mimosas this morning. The wife decided she really didn't want to have any of those, so I was like, all right, well, may have one tonight. You don't have to have mimosas just in the morning, right? You can have mimosas at any time. Is it a spicy rum? This is the special Jamaican rum. I don't think it's spicy on here. It doesn't say it, not like a Captain Morgan's type thing. But that's nice. She has nutmeg. Now I also see something crazy here. I also have the signature blend, which is right here as well. That's from Appleton Estate. That was from down there in Jamaica earlier this year. And this one doesn't say anything about spices. Just distilled and blended in Jamaica. Which is kind of funny. You can go to Jamaica, you can bring in any alcohol, but you can't bring in rum. That's the only alcohol you can't bring in is rum. So this one is 40% ABV. And then the other one I think is 40% ABV. Yeah, both of them are 40. Hey, what's happening, JSL TV, my friend? Cheers, brother. Merry Christmas to you. Hope all was going well. Great channel to check out for you guys. GSHL TV, a legend. Usually controls the overnight stuff. He's usually rolling with the crew. And hopefully you're having a great Sunday, my friend. Max, drink mimosas when I'm hungover like a dog. There you go. Drink your way out of it, right? Drink your way out of it. Last week I did a video on the Clamato, which was kind of interesting. It was better than I thought it was going to be. This morning I was eating breakfast. I made bacon, eggs, and waffle, and I was like, you know what? I could actually enjoy Clamato because I was eating breakfast it was more brunch around 11:30. A Clamato would have been nice. It would have been nice to have a Clamato with it. I can't believe I craved a Clamato this morning. I don't even know what's going on right now. No, so yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But you are the best too. I always appreciate the love and the support, and You guys are definitely rocking on what you're doing there. I need to catch more of your streams. It's just usually I have to get up so early in the morning. I can't catch it when you guys go as late. But you guys always have a blast on there, which I love. Chilling with the sun, relaxing. There you go. Nice. Just to getting that family time in, which definitely does work for sure. Being able to just slow down the day and kick back a little bit. And that's, I guess, what the holiday season right now is all about. Getting the family time in and showing those that you love and spending time with them and just enjoying everybody being around. Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I just love sharing the stories with you guys and having a good time. And I'm appreciative of anybody that might be tuning in. I can't believe like people were like tuning in like crazy on the video I just did about 450 North. But if you guys were tuning into that one, then awesome. I mean, I try to bring everything I can about the stuff happening around the beer world and share with you guys, and try to do it in a way that we can have fun and actually enjoy. Well, Max, if that works for you, do it, dog. Do it. Thanks, my brother, JSHL. You are genuine as well. Like I said, it's all good, and I have a lot of fun doing the YouTube stuff, and meeting you and all the other cats here has been awesome, and some great friendships and stuff. So definitely, if I ever get back into Canada near where you're at, I'll let you know if I could get back up there. Maybe I would love to hang out with you and grab a brew as well. But speaking of interesting glassware, this is one that I actually got when I went to Mexico last year. This is from Guy Fieri's restaurant at the airport. Kind of interesting. It's got like a whole face on it type thing, a skeleton type mug. And yeah, I know. That's like if the van is rocking, don't come and knocking. But they gave it to you free at the restaurant because basically I kind of got screwed on the meal I ordered, which if you're ever in Cancun, try to eat before you get to the airport because they kill you at the airport. Even the waitress told me, like, yeah, if you'd have got this meal in town, it would have been like $20 American. At the airport, it was like $50. But they give you a free mug. So, hey, you get a free mug. So, but I will say the food was good. Heading to the beer store soon. Been sober since Thursday. Give yourself a little break there. Yeah, it's a huge mug. I don't even know what the ounces are on this one. I've never used it. I would think it'd be a great one to have a margarita in this mug. Maybe a Bloody Mary. You could have a nice Bloody Mary in this mug. I may use it at some point, just never got around to it. But yeah, there's the logo on it right there. If it gets a little closer and zoom in. But it's basically Guy Fieri's American Kitchen Bar. So that's what it was at the airport. Which is kind of cool because I am a fan. I do watch Dinner, Driving, and Dives and like to check out the different places around the country, and even when he goes out of country to have some of the food spots. And you pick up some nice ideas for some recipes. I like to cook as another hobby, although I've never done really a video. Well, I've done the beer chili video, and that's about it. But usually I do a lot of the cooking, and you pick up some nice little things in there, seeing what some of these people are doing. Now, I will say from this Hemptails, I can definitely feel the alcohol kicking in. So it does hit you for sure. You can definitely feel that in the mouth when you have a little bit of, I guess you can kind of say like a little bit of a numbness type feel. You know, you ever get to that point where you're drinking, you get that buzz going at first, you'll feel like a numbness in the mouth. You do feel a little bit of that taking place here on this one. But you know, kind of with that lime feel, if you were to drink this with something like a little bit of salt or something in it too, or you could probably make a nice little flavorful type thing. I know a few people that put salt like in their beer to kind of add that. I'm a big fan of Gozes, which has a salty type feel. I think that was the one thing with the Clamato I actually like too, is that you have that saltiness in there. And the one that I had, it was a Clamato Chelada, but it had the clam juice, which adds a saltiness on that back end, which I do like. But earlier I redid a lot of the beer glasses I have here. I don't know if you guys can actually see, but like on my shelf in the back there on the bookcase, I had to reorganize some of the glassware earlier. So I was doing that. That took a while, and I realized I have way too many beer glasses that I didn't realize I actually had. But I do like having them. Hey, cutie, what's happening? Cheers. Welcome, my friend. How was your afternoon going? I need a better clip-on microphone. I need to get one of the microphones that kind of has like the stand where it can just clip to the table. You don't have to worry about turning too quick. So has everybody finished their Christmas shopping? Is everybody done shopping for the gifts and all that stuff out there? Or anybody got last minute stuff they have to do? Does anybody ever get stressed out around Christmas? Having to try to go out here and get all the gifts and everything that you want to get for people? I know some people get stressed out. Just waking. There you go. Oh, nothing wrong with that. Just have to figure out the watch later because I was big into watching Watchmen, and that actually ended this season. The Walking Dead isn't on anymore. I'm like, what do I watch tonight? I have no idea. I need to go catch up on some Netflix shows, actually, so maybe I'll watch some Netflix. Having very little beers in my fridge is very stressful. Well, having little beers can be a little bit for sure. Yeah, I just added more beers to the beer fridge as well, and I should do a video updating you guys on some of the stuff I added down there. Just like, I need to just sit back, and I have to force myself not to go out and buy more beers. But I had to go out this past weekend because I had 3 to Bourbon County I had to pick up, so I'm going to be doing videos on those. But at the same point, when I went to get those, I found other stuff to buy. So it's kind of like me going into a beer store is never a good thing for me. For the beer store, it's great. They love when I show up because I'll spend money on beers. But I need to budget that down a little bit more. You know, you buy enough of these beers, they will definitely catch up with you as far as the cost and everything. But you know what? If you got it, why not enjoy it, I guess? Go out there, have fun. And sometimes you can get too locked down on not doing the things you should do to enjoy yourself. So enjoy yourself now. Whatever makes you happy, go out and do it. I like big beers. I cannot lie. Your comment made me think of Sir Mix-a-Lot there, Max. Yeah, I usually got a lot of big beers. Speaking of big beers, I swear I am going to start doing the Big Bad Baptist beers. I've said it for the last few weeks. I just haven't got into doing them yet. But I do want to do those series, start tasting those beers and sharing those with you guys as well. Start watching Blue Mountain State. Plenty of beer drinking on it. You know, I did hear about Blue Mountain State as well. I haven't watched that one. Expensive indeed. Yeah, I mean, it was... you pay a pretty penny for some of the higher ones, but what are you going to do, right? I mean, if you want to, it's like you're paying for that quality. There are some beers that are too high that I won't pay for, or something that might be out there like, no, I'm not going to really shell out. You have to set the limits that you want to set limits for and be comfortable with, but some of them will definitely be more than I think they probably should be. Hey, Jeremy, what's going on, brother? Cheers. And just here, finishing up. I won't even call it beer, whatever I was drinking, Hemptails. and kind of doing the chat now. Merry Christmas to you and the family and all, and things I hope are well, of course. And then Cutie says hello, Jeremy, as well. And Max had laughed when we said earlier. But yeah, it's costly to keep up with some of the beers. Which my wife brought up a point a few weeks ago, basically saying, you know, a lot of beers and stuff I do, kind of saying it's kind of like, it's like you got craft beer problems, like you got first world problems, like, you know, you're drinking beers that some people can't even get or whatever. And I'm like, I never really thought of it like that way because some of the costs and stuff you pay for some of the beers. But it's like some of the guys that do the whiskey. I mean, some of the whiskey stuff they're getting, it's crazy what you will pay, but people will pay because they'll get it. And like the Pappies and all that kind of stuff. And you pay that premium so you can enjoy something nice. So, you know, if you can do it, do it. So I say, screw it, Rod. Get your beer on, fuck it. Right? If you got it, get it done, right? Get it done. But price doesn't always dictate, you know, a good beer either sometimes. There's been some beers that I've gotten. I mentioned Trader Joe's earlier. There's some other breweries that might be kind of your local type breweries that has some solid product. You're not paying the same amount as maybe some of the Goose Island, Bourbon County, or some of the other higher end beers, and you're getting a solid product for it. So that's where you got to experiment, find out the different breweries that are around you if you enjoy beer, and check them out. Yes, things going great. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Well, thank you, brother. That's awesome to hear as well. What's not going great, Jeremy? Apparently my bowl picks right now are hurting a little bit. So I haven't looked. I don't think there's a game today, but through yesterday, I think I'm 3-6. We had the chat going. Robert said he was 2-7, so I went through and I had 3 wins that I actually picked so far. So a little bit off there. I don't know why I picked Central Michigan, but I did. I already told you guys Kent State was one that I always worry about because they're a MAC team, and MAC teams are so unpredictable in bowl games. But I thought Alcorn State might do something, but that was more for Steve McNair going there type pick. So true, we had some duds on higher price beers. Yeah, you get some of those, and that will piss you off when you're spending out this money and it's like it's not what you thought it was gonna be, or you thought it wasn't worth it, or whatever. Or you know, you go back to 2015 when we had the infections that took place at Goose Island with the Bourbon County Stouts, and they did the right thing. I mean, they were actually refunding money back to people because of the infection. I know some people that took the refund even though they said their beer was fine, which is kind of shady on their part, but you know, Goose Island tried to make it right there. But there are some breweries that put stuff out that aren't as great, and they'll charge you for it. So you pay a premium on those beers, and it's kind of like, you know, buyer beware, I guess. Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl this year. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Cleveland is even in the playoff. They don't got a shot for anything, right? So maybe on Madden. They might have a shot on Madden to actually win the Super Bowl. I think Cleveland is just a little bit above where the Bengals are. Pick Kent State. I need to look to see how many I've picked right or wrong. Yeah. You did good picking Kent State. Like I said, the MAC teams have me worried, but I didn't think Kent State will pull it out, but I got bit there. I went with Central Michigan. I shouldn't have went with Central Michigan. They cost me, so I don't know. We got enough bowls left, right? There's a chance to make it up. So we only got like, what, 50 bowl games or something? I think the bowl games start again tomorrow, I believe. What's tomorrow? 23rd? I think the next bowl game's tomorrow. Some of these teams shouldn't have been in a bowl game anyway. There's just too many involved right now. It's like, why are you in a bowl game? You're not that good. Right now, I'm kind of watching the basketball game over here to the left. That's why I keep turning this way. And it's Virginia playing South Carolina. And surprisingly, South Carolina was up on Virginia, but Virginia has cut it to within 3 now. But they were up by like almost 20 earlier. So I finished all the Hemptations, and that will be the last time you see me drink that one. Would not recommend you picking it up. You picked Liberty too. Did Liberty win? I guess they did. You might be leading the pack right now. Cause I think they did win, right? So you're in good shape there. I think we all had Boise State in their game. Hell, the way things are going, Blake might be in the lead right now. Oh my goodness, if Blake is beating us in picks, that would be an interesting Tuesday night show for sure. We wouldn't hear the end of it from Blake. That's what I'll probably do. I'll probably tune in on Blake's show tonight, or Alan's show. Which one is doing the Friday night show? I can't remember if it's Blake or Alan, but at 9 o'clock they'll have a show here. They've been doing shows on Sunday night. Waiting on Chiefs to play. Go Packers, my team. Yeah, two good squads there for sure. The Packers will seem to, I guess, rebound okay, so I guess it wasn't McCarthy as much. I mean, they're right there. With the Chiefs, the one thing I would say is it'd be nice to see Andy Reid finally get a win under his belt. He puts together good teams, but they seem to never cross the finish line. Yeah, I think in the NFL is what, week 16, because I know a lot of guys have their fantasy Super Bowls this weekend. So yeah. My goodness, I just saw the South Carolina player dunk on just about the whole team of Virginia on a fast break. It was crazy. Think you picked Washington too? Oh, Jeremy, if you picked Washington as well, then you're crushing us already, probably. You got to be leading the pack. As I sit here, I kind of debate. I think I might make some mimosas later on. Most people have them in the morning, but maybe have some tonight. I know the wife's up for it if I make them. Got a couple bottles of champagne in there, so a couple things of orange juice can definitely get it done. Can't remember who I picked. Need to go back and watch. Well, of the bowl games, let me take a look here, and I can tell you, and it might help you remember there. So the first bowl game we actually had was Buffalo and Charlotte, and so I had Buffalo for that one. I think you may have had Charlotte, because I think it was only me and maybe Blake that had Buffalo. And then we had Kent State and Utah State. I took Utah State. Kent State won that one. Then we had North Carolina, AT&T, and Alcorn State. So if you took North Carolina or Alcorn. San Diego State against Central Michigan. Liberty over Georgia Southern. Yeah, most of us were Georgia Southern, so you definitely got us there if you had Liberty. FAU, SMU. I think you had FAU, because I think I was one of the only people that had SMU. Arkansas State and Florida International. I had Arkansas State for that one. I think most of us did. Washington and Boise State. And then Appalachian State and UAB. I think everybody had Appalachian State for that game. So you may be in the lead right now. And then tomorrow we have Marshall and UCF will be the next start of the next games. You picked Charlotte, yeah. Because I think it was just me and Blake that took Buffalo for that one. I only got to catch a few of them on TV though, because it was running around yesterday. But it's a bittersweet time of year right now because college football is coming to an end. You like the bowl games, but you know it's going to be ending right after it's over. So, yeah, you had FAU. Yeah, all you guys are loving like what Lane Kiffin had done. I'm not a huge Lane Kiffin fan now. I don't know. It's something about him I just don't like. But even though he wasn't there, he had a team in a position for them to get that win. But it was funny. I did catch part of that game, and they were like, some of the announcers were thinking like SMU like kind of wasn't motivated or whatever they were saying during the game. They just didn't look like they were playing like themselves. So Jeremy, you drinking anything today? You got anything in front of you that you're enjoying right now? Yeah, I think Alan wrote everything down too. I think Alan had a list of who everybody had as well. Do you remember on Sunday night who does the Sunday Throwdown? Is that Alan's channel or is that Blake's channel, by the way? Yeah, right. I agree. Almost over. I hate it as well. I kind of do want to put something in this big mug, though. That would be one hell of a mimosa if I put that in there, or one hell of an eggnog. That would probably finish out the rest of the Evan Williams that I actually have. A little dusty in there. This would be kind of cool if you had one of those flashing lights in the mug as well. You don't like Kiffin either. I thought you were a fan of Kiffin. I don't know. He's kind of got like that smirk type face. Every time you see him, he's kind of like a smirk on it or something. I just feel like he's that kid back in the day would always aggravate you for some reason. His dad, I was a big fan of. His dad did a great job as defensive coordinator with the Buccaneers, and his dad should have been a head coach at some point. Alan's channel, Sunday Fun Day. Yeah, so tonight Alan will have the Sunday Fun Day. So if you guys aren't on the Eclectic Beers channel or you don't know about the Eclectic Beer, to make sure you check out that channel as well. Because I'm actually freed up tonight, so if they do it, I'm going to try to tune in. Is it 9 Central? I thought it was 9 Eastern they actually did it. I think it's 9 Eastern because they usually start it when I'm watching The Walking Dead or Watchmen. So I'm going to probably try to tune in tonight to catch Alan, and maybe if they have me, I can join their panel or so. I want to slap Phillip Rivers. Yeah, Phillip Rivers is one of those guys, too. He just has that face, like a little bit of a smirk or something's kind of built into his DNA or something. Hey, what's happening? Beer House in the house. Cheers from infamous Southern California. Cheers, brother. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday there. What are you drinking on today, my friend? I know you got something good going on there. I'm going to try to catch up with some of your videos here in a bit as well. So I've been trying to catch up with everybody on YouTube, trying to get around a little bit, have some more free time, and trying to get that stuff all done. I actually been cleaning up my office today and restacking some stuff, and I want to get some more stuff to put on the wall, but as you can see, I don't have much space left on the wall behind me from this angle, so I'm not sure what I can actually do. I am looking up top where I got the ceiling up here. Wait a minute, this way, that way, right up here, the ceiling. I got the little ceiling space, so I might put some stuff up there. Okay, you meant Eastern. Yeah, it was 9 o'clock Eastern. Slap both face, agree, right? So you walk up to Phillip Rivers, you just slap him. He's like, "What is that for?" And I don't know. I just felt like it was coming. I felt like you deserved to get slapped. Don't know why, but you just had that face that says "slap me." And I actually sent a message earlier to Alan. And if you guys are interested in trucks, I would definitely check out the Eclectic Beard. He's been doing some great breakdowns on the new Tesla truck versus other trucks as well. But there was a truck that came out from Mercedes that is actually a carbon fiber armor on the truck. It's a pretty neat looking truck too, so I shot that there too. So hopefully we'll do a video about that one as well. But would definitely say check out his channel. Doing the hair of the dog. Got a bit hammer last night. Pulling on a Fremont Imperial Winter Ale. Just posted a review of it. Pretty tasty, I must say. All right, well, I would definitely check that out, and I may come back later and actually do the Voodoo beer, Beer Hound. I do want to try it. I've been wanting to try it for a bit, and I definitely got your comment there about how much you liked it. So I'm going to try to check that out here in a little bit after dinner, maybe. So I may come back with a live stream then tonight with that as well. But I'm a big fan of their Voodoo series at New Belgium. They've always done a pretty good job with that series. So looking to see how that one does taste for sure. Go Boy is sexy. He turns the ball over way too much, LOL. Yeah, Rivers, yeah. Well, Rivers has that Favre mentality at times where he tries to squeeze the ball into spots that he shouldn't. Problem is, Favre has proven over time that he can get away with it. Plus, he's won a Super Bowl, so people can give him more leeway. Rivers should really, I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's kind of like becoming that poor man, Dan Marino. He should actually have been in the Super Bowl already somewhere. I mean, he's had talent around him, but they have not been able to get over that hump there in San Diego. Yeah, definitely. So if I post it, hit that notification bell if you guys haven't hit it. That way you'll know when I'm live. I know Beer Hound already has it there. So what's for dinner, Rob? Well, actually tonight I ended up picking up. What did I pick up? It was it's not Metz or Brats, but it's basically sausage. And I thought tonight would be like a laid back night, so maybe I have some sausage with sauerkraut, with potato salad or something like that for dinner. Nice easy Sunday tonight. So the wife was down with that, so I'm going to make those later on, and we'll enjoy that for dinner. I picked up a steak roast for New Year's Eve that I'll make, and I'm going to actually make that with some. I don't know if you guys ever done like roasted potatoes, but I get some sweet potatoes and I get some russet potatoes, carve them all out. I put them on a pan with carrots and tomatoes and onion. Hit them with some olive oil and some spices, and I bake them in the oven for about an hour. And they come out great. My wife loves those, so I'm going to make the roast with the potatoes, probably some Italian cut green beans as well, and then should be good to go there. Nice big sausage, LOL. See, Max, you had to go there. You had to go there. He does have a funny release when he throws. I definitely agree. It's kind of a weird type thing, but it's worked for him. Low maintenance meal, right? Yeah, nice and easy, nice and simple. I kind of figured I might be drinking in the afternoon today, which I am, so didn't want anything over too complicated. Although my wife did make a sandwich early and she ate some of the potato salad, so now it's like, I do have like chips and stuff that we can actually eat with it too, but went to the store yesterday and grabbed a bunch of stuff, and I thought I might be able to get away with it because it was Saturday, rather than Sunday with the holiday, and it was still kind of a madhouse there, but able to get some of the stuff I needed. Try bacon potatoes with Olive Garden salad dressing. Interesting. So are you making like just a full baked potato and you're putting the dressing on the potato then? Or are you kind of cutting up the potato and sprinkling the dressing on it? I did make baked potatoes last week and seasoned them with salt and pepper, some butter on the outside, or olive oil on the outside actually, and wrapped them up, put them in the oven. They came out really good. Baked potatoes take like a long time though, you know, put them in there for like an hour or so in the oven. It's like, I feel like they shouldn't take as long as they actually take. I haven't been to the Olive Garden in forever. Cut up. Okay, nice. Add onions, cheese, and Parmesan. Cut up. Definitely keep that in mind. All right. Yeah, so kind of what I'm doing here, when I do the potatoes, I'm cutting them up. And like the onions are in there, tomatoes and carrots. But you're putting in cheese and Parmesan and sprinkling the dressing on. Okay, definitely an idea to keep in mind. Yeah, that's like another like hobby of mine. I like to cook different things as well. I probably could do another channel just on videos with cooking, but it's hard enough to manage one YouTube channel, and I got two because I do the gaming channel as well. Although the gaming channel is kind of more of a passive aggressive thing. We just play the games. I kind of just stream it from the PS4 for that. But Max said, "Y'all making me hungry with the food talk." Well, that and the beer. Because when you drink more beer, it does actually make you hungry as you go. So that does come into play as well. Yeah, speaking of which, I'll probably make dinner here in a little bit. It's like 4:46 right now. And I actually didn't eat any lunch. I just ate like breakfast earlier today at I think 11:30 Eastern. So definitely will be feeling that. Baked potato microwave 6 minutes. Yeah, that's the other way you can do it. Although, I guess there's something to be said when you're actually cooking it. And we actually have potatoes you can buy that are set for microwave baked potatoes now too. They have here. I just like to cooking it. It's just I don't know. The worst thing though about cooking is when you're actually hungry and you're making it. Like the other day, I made dinner. That's another day I made a different type of roast that day. But I was like hungry, and I'm up here working, and you smell all the food, cook the aroma all through the house, and you're like ready to eat, but you can't eat yet because it's not done. And that's like the worst thing when you're actually hungry. And then you start nibbling all kinds of things around the house to try to satisfy that craving. Yeah, beer and cooking, two great things that I actually enjoy as well. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the beer chili video, that's on the channel as well if you want to check that out. Max says I'm gaining weight as we speak. Yeah, you can definitely pick it up for sure. Omaha bacon wrap fillets. Oh my god, they are worth it. Oh, nice. You know, I've never had the Omaha steak. We've sent them to family members before, but I've never picked them up. We have an Omaha steak store like 10 minutes from the house. Just never went in there to get anything before. I may have to check them out at some point. But our Kroger here, they actually do bacon wrapped jalapeno stuffed peppers, where you got the jalapeno and inside of it I think it's cheese, but bacon wrapped around the outside. Oh, those are great to put in the oven and to make those. If you're like a pepper fan, those things nail it. That crispy bacon around the outside, that cheese stuffing in the middle. I do like those. New cast iron skillets. Yeah, you gotta have a cast iron skillet around the house for sure. Max, I gotta try those steaks. And the latest addition that we added to the kitchen was last year. My wife had gotten us an air fryer. And she doesn't really cook. I usually do all the cooking. I'm like, I don't really want an air fryer. And she's like, well, she saw it and got it, all that kind of stuff. And reluctantly, I started messing with it. Oh my goodness. Making wings in the air fryer, solid. I would definitely recommend everybody have an air fryer. Some of the stuff you can do in there and get that nice crispiness on the wing and get that juiciness inside. It's like, yeah, this was a great thing to actually add. We also have an Instapot, which I never used the Instapot, but the air fryer definitely gets worked out now. Sounds good, Rod. Good drinking food. Yeah. Omaha is worth it and cheaper. You won't need a knife. Well, there you go. I know that we sent them to the family, and my wife said they all loved it and everything like that. So everything seemed to pan out nicely, but it's kind of like I've never got them for myself. I feel like a test is in order to see what they actually are putting out as a product, so I know. I just need to try them at some point. It's funny, I am getting hungry now, Max, thinking about all this food too, so. it'll be time to make something here shortly for sure. Yeah, Omaha always has those, at least where we're at, we're always getting like coupons in the mail to try their stuff and everything too. So I think what we sent, they got like, I don't know, a certain amount of hamburgers, certain amount of hot dogs, certain amount of steaks. They got the stuffed potatoes, which I do like a nice twice stuffed potato as well. Breaded butterfly shrimp in the air fryer was an appetizer for the steak. Ooh, that sounds good too. I've never done a shrimp in the air fryer. I've done like different stuff with fries. I've done stuff with chicken wings. I've actually made steak in the air fryer before, which was nice. But yeah, I haven't done a shrimp thing in there. And the one thing with the air fryer, the cleanup is freaking awesome. 2-pound bag at Kroger is $9. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, we get a good deal here at our Kroger with the shrimp and stuff too. I mean, obviously you're getting the same thing probably, but yeah, at our Kroger here, we have always the seafood department. We actually have it used to be an olive bar. Now it's kind of squeezed in. They make the olive still, but it's not a full olive bar. They'll have a cheese bar, a pizza type bar, sushi bar. But the ones that Kroger has in Ohio, because they can't do it in Kentucky because of the state law, but in Ohio, they actually have taps. So you can literally sit down and have a beer in Kroger in Ohio. Or while you're shopping, you can drink a beer. Just like people walk around in the other ones with Starbucks. Over there, you can walk around with a beer in your hand. Air fryers seem to gimmick on TV. Glad it's worked out for you, Rod. Yeah, it's, when I heard about it, everything like that, I was like, was it worth it? And some of the food channels that I watched with some of the guys that had air fryers, like Cooking with CJ, like stuff he's done with the air fryer, it's definitely good. I would definitely say check into it. Easy cleanup, but it really does well with pulling everything out of the food and not leaving that greasy type feel, especially with something like wings, and it keeps that juiciness into it. So 2 things: I use the air fryer when I do the roasts. Years ago I got like one of the set it and forget it rotisserie ovens that are great for roast chickens, Cornish hens, all kinds of different meats you can do in that. I got like a Foreman grill as well, but these type of things can simplify stuff, which I do like. Yeah, Cutie said it does work, Max, as well. Kruger has open bar in Savannah. So yeah, the states that allow it, you're able to go in and enjoy stuff like that. And be able to walk around and enjoy, like Jungle Gyms in Ohio. They have this stuff there, and they put like a little, in your cart, most of the carts have cup holders, so you can walk around and have a nice little spot to hold your beer while you're doing it. But Kentucky is backward on their laws here, so they don't allow it yet. In Kentucky, you have to have Kroger, and then next door to Kroger, they'll have like a liquor store. You can't have a liquor store and the main store having the same entrance, so you have to separate it. Nine minutes on the shrimp, yeah. I think when I did the fry, usually I got the fries down for what I usually put in. It's about 20 minutes on the fries the way I like them. Chicken wings, dependent, but I can do like 2.5 pounds of chicken wings probably in about 24 minutes or so. Air fryer reminds me something on infomercials. Yeah, he would do those, yeah. I think when they first came out, that was kind of a big thing on infomercials, how they were actually marketed. I think they were pretty popular there. Yeah, I remember, it's funny, I actually, years ago, I used to be part of, in Cincinnati, the TED Talks, TEDx and all that stuff. And I actually met one of the guys who was one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. And he was the one that created the infomercial. So he's actually on LinkedIn with me. But, those old commercials with the Ginsu and the different stuff where infomercials were launched, he actually was the one that created infomercials back then. So he used to work with all those different products. product fisherman, pocket fisherman. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people bought stuff off the infomercials. Which I think like most people see stuff like OxyClean off of that and other stuff. He had to spray to cover up baldness, such a silly and gimmicky product, LOL. Yet, some people do feel that way about their hair, like they want to cover it up. So, a good set of copper pans is worth it too. Yeah, I do see the copper pans. Well, I haven't bought any copper, but I do see that. I've seen some of the information around them. A lot of people do like those. Might as well get paint, pretty much. Yeah, the spray on hair was kind of a funny type gimmick for sure. Wow, it looks like South Carolina is going to beat Virginia in basketball here. I still have the knife so they can cut steel. Have you tried to cut any steel? I remember back in the day when I was younger, after First Blood came out, you know, Sylvester Stallone as John Rambo, they would sell the Rambo knives online. You know, it had the knife with the compass, and you could screw off the compass and put stuff inside the handle, and made a ton of money off of it. But I remember when those came out back in the day. Look, boo, I have hair. Just don't try to run your fingers through that hair. You might have some pain on your hand. And a tomato, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was the old Ginsu for sure. Like, it can cut steel and still be delicate enough for your tomato. Oh, man. And if I remember right, on those Ginsu commercials, the guy was like yelling at you on the TV set in the commercial as well. And he said, order now. Those infomercials are good laughing material. Silly. Yeah, right? Well, let's get to the point and they said, but wait, there's more. And then I'll add something else into it. You'll get 2 Ginsu knives if you order within the next 30 minutes or something. Yeah, good old infomercials from back in the day. Had the wire in the handle, the chopper tree, yeah. Yeah, the old Rambo knives, and they used to be like in magazines and stuff too, so you'd actually be able to get the Rambo knife in all kinds of ways. Hey, what's happening, Dutch Beer Geek? Cheers, my friend. How are you doing this Sunday, or is it Monday where you're at yet? Or I know you're over there in the Netherlands. I don't know what the time change is, but great to see you. Hey, and if you guys haven't checked out Dutch Beer Geek, that's another beer channel you can check out as well, although sometimes it's in English, sometimes it's in Dutch, so you got to make sure you know which one you're watching. Yeah, 2 knives, $19.99. Order now and get 2 for the price of 1. Yeah. The order now is like the old tractor pulls, right? Where it'd be Sunday, but like, kids get in for $5, $5. Still Sunday, okay. This is Bill amazing. He OD'd on coke. Yeah, he had a little too much. Yeah. So Dutch, what time is it there now? Because it's just about to hit 5 o'clock here. Just kind of curious on what the time exchange is. And hopefully you're ready for Christmas, my friend. Sham wow when you spill your beer. ShamWow would have a good duty for that, yeah. Oh. A week later if you're lucky, right? Oh, 11. Okay, so you're 6 hours ahead of us. Gotcha. That's not too bad then. I know where Craig and the UK guys are 5 hours ahead of my time zone. So right now I'm 5 and it would be 10 o'clock there. So Dutch, you drinking anything right now? What do you what kind of beer are you checking out? Or you kind of had to cut back now because you might have to go to work in the morning or something? I bet you get a lot of the McKellar beers where you're at too, Dutch, over there. But those are always like hard to find. Order it today, allow 3 to 6 months for delivery. Yeah. Listen, yeah, just had your last one. I figured with it being like near 11. I remember back in the day it was a Columbia House. They'd be like, you would get 12 albums for 1 penny, but you were supposed to order a certain amount over the next few years, which a lot of people didn't do. They were kind of like, oh, I'll get those 12 for a cent. And they never like would send the rest of their money on stuff. Struce Puha collab. Ah. So that's one of the Dutch brews? Or French? $17.5 double barrel aged stout. Yeah, you're probably ready to relax for the evening. Oh well. The extended infomercial is classic. In 3 months, your sausages will grow 6 inches. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, 17.5 double BA. That's like some of the beers we get here from Avery Brewing. They're pretty big on the ABVs. That get up pretty high. But the Goose Island I just purchased, theirs is I think 15.1 on their base edition. Oh no, Estonian and Belgian. Okay. I was trying to think of Struce, and I was for some reason thinking French, but Belgian would make sense too. I gotta get over to your part of the world at some point. I mean, there's just so many great beers that you have flowing through there, especially with me liking a lot of the Belgian ales. It's just like, I need to get over to that part of the world. Max, that is what Rod seasoned his dinner with. Oh, Lord. Make the sausage grow, right? It's like ballpark Franks. I did watch Die Hard earlier today, so I guess you can say I kind of watched a Christmas movie, right? So, right, I did watch a Christmas movie, if you believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I think it is. Some people always try to pick fault on it. That's not a Christmas movie. It is at Christmas. Yeah, it definitely would be awesome. We just got to get into something to get over there, because I know Europe is a big thing that we want to go to and get around so many other countries while we're there. And like, I've talked to Craig on Camp Beer Reviews and Harry on Blue Nose and all those guys, and definitely want to somehow get over to that region, which is really just planning a vacation to do so. The great thing about going over there, though, is like, you guys have such a great transit system in between the different countries. Over here, everybody has to drive everywhere, or we don't. Our transit system isn't as great as what it is when you go overseas. So it can definitely be done. Drilling some holes in his walls. Let's see here. That's funny. So how are those celebration ales holding up now? Did you finish the whole 6-pack? Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like later on I'm going to want some IPA, so I'm thinking it will be the Hop Avenger. Put Viagra in a tater salad, Rod. I put some slow jams. Put Daddy's come. permission to buzz the tower? Negative, Ghost Rider. Patterns full. I don't know why Top Gun popped in my head at that point, but it just did. Which they are about to release the new Top Gun sequel. I don't know if anybody actually saw the trailer or not, but that could be pretty interesting. He even has the right music to set the tone for his drilling endeavors. I could just play the sounds from the YouTube channel for sure. They do a great job. I mean, like I said, it's MU free music for YouTube, I think now. It's who I actually use here, and they come up with different tracks, usually within a few every month that you can actually listen to, and if you want to use them for your channel, they're really cool about just go ahead and use them, and all they ask for is a credit in the description. So I find their music pretty relaxing to kind of kick back and chill with, and helps to set the mood nicely. I definitely recommend people checking out their channel. The drywall, bang it out. Yeah. Well, I think it's time where I'm gonna get ready to wind this baby down, get ready to make some dinner here, get some food in my belly. I'll probably come back on in a few hours if people want to hang out, and then if Alan does run the feed at 9 o'clock Eastern, again, the Eclectic Beard, check him out. I'll probably jump over there and watch what they're doing because not much else I have to do tonight. So that being said, let me go ahead here and going to go ahead and end it. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Definitely always a blast. Appreciate you guys all the time. Appreciate you guys spending time here in the channel. Channel is growing nicely, so that's because all you guys are coming in and watching. And look forward to talking to you guys soon. And be on the lookout for some of the other new videos that I'll be releasing, and sharing some of the stuff from the beer world. Max, I think this beer talk is getting naughty. Shame on you, Raj, you bad boy. Cutie says, have fun. It wasn't me. It was you and Cutie that were kind of leading us down that road. I'm like Morgan Freeman. I'm just a narrator. Here. So I just read. I'm like Anchorman, Ron Burgundy. I just read what's in front of me. So, but yeah, cool for you guys joining. Check back later if you're freed up. If not, you spend time with the family. Have a great time there as well. And hopefully I'll see you guys here again. I'll say Merry Christmas in case we don't catch up. But if you guys are around, feel free to come back later. And I will look forward to catching you guys then. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better come.